morning, everybody. Happy Monday to you. I took the weekend off to be with my children. I've taken I made a point to do that lately, and you know what? It's amazing. Whew, so much has happened this past weekend that is so astounding that you can only pray and hope for a peaceful resolution. But given the history between Israel and Palestine, I mean, this has been going on for a long, long time. You know, the first thing I want to talk about, though, is something on our soil. Besides the border crisis, the fentanyl crisis going on, we have a clear and present danger when it comes to political parties and how the GOP Republicans are treated, Republican supporters are treated. It's no small secret that a bunch of conservatives are being silenced, they're being censored, they're being demonetized. So, how do you show your support? Well, the donation links are in the comments or in the description. I'm sorry. That's how we get around these things because I don't see for the foreseeable future that YouTube is going to be gracious enough to say, we fucked up, you know? So, out of all the conservative voices that have been silenced lately, and best believe there have been a lot. That's the best way that you could give, these liberal media outlets the big old F you, because I think it's wrong where you silence your political opponents. And I thought it was just bad enough how people were attacked simply for opposing political beliefs. It's gotten to the point where they're not even attacking you anymore. They're literally silencing you, censoring you, and deplatforming people. They're taking monetization away. It's gotten that crazy. So that's the best way that we get around those types of things. That's the way that we show them, hey, listen, I thank YouTube for my platform here because it's helped me build this amazing community with you guys. But still, because I support Trump, wow, okay. And I find it remarkably disturbing. Like, I never harassed anybody. And how they explained it was, you violated a community guidelines based off of intrinsic values and you're harassing. And I'm going, wait a minute. No, I didn't do that. I called people out for preying on children. I don't give a shit what their sexual preference is. I don't give a shit what they identify as. But it just goes to show when you call people out for preying on kids, they automatically go, oh, you're a bigot. Let's charge her with harassment. Let's give her a community guideline strike for harassment and demonetize her whole channel. Why not just say, hey, look, it doesn't matter what you identify as. It doesn't matter who you want to dress up as. If you prey on kids, you should be outed. But I guess in modern leftist societies, they deem it okay to prey on children because why not, right? Because why not? Here's why we shouldn't do that: because we fuck them up for the rest of their lives. Pretty simple, right? For normal thinking folks to understand. But for these people, they don't grasp that. They automatically look at the action of the actions of these people, and oh boy, but if it's a heterosexual male, and if you're heterosexual white male, ooh, you're going to be buried underneath the prison. Your life is going to be ruined. You're going to be deplatformed. You're going to be demonetized. They're going to strip away everything based off of allegations, and even before you step into a courtroom. But the very second you bring up somebody from the LGBTQIA plus minus whatever community, it's automatically you're a bigot. I'm calling them out for their behaviors, and you're literally saying that this is about who they identify as? Let me find out. I think it's the most ridiculous thing I have ever seen. I can't even wrap my head around it, y'all. How are you today, everybody? Good morning to you. I had to get that out. So, like, we live in a day and age where we can get censored and deplatformed and all that. And if you want to show YouTube, F you, my links are down in the description. Wouldn't that be nice? Because they literally hold my future in their hands. And it sucks because I'm not harassing anybody. Again, it doesn't matter what sexual preference you are or who you identify as. If you're targeting children, I am not going to like you. I'm going to call you out on it. It's pretty simple. But anyways, they tend to get their non-binary panties in a wad. It's always about my identity. Oh, it's kind of like it reminds me of like the 90s, right? With racial profiling, which we had a big problem with police brutality in the 90s. They think it's bad today. Shit, live in the 90s, right? And you see people all the time on cops, and they're like blowing through stop signs or driving without a license or drinking and driving, and automatically it goes to, oh, you're pulling me over because I'm black. And they're like, no, actually, we ran your tag and you have a warrant for your arrest. It kind of reminds me of that. It's the woke left is evasive when it comes to accountability. Like, I don't understand it. I really don't. And this is why I can't be liberal, because I can't think like that. Even when I was a criminal, when I screwed up, I knew I screwed up and I did my time and I took it on the chin, because look, if you do the crime, you do the time, right? But not to these people. So, Hillary Clinton. Whew, Lord. I seen a funny clip. It was a funny short. Charlie Kirk and Roseanne Barr. And he listed off some names, right? And this one stuck out to me because Charlie Kirk was like, when I say this name, give me the first thing that pops into your mind. And he was talking like Pelosi and AOC. And then Hillary came up and she's like Satan's boss, right? And I'm like, damn, she hit that right on the head. I love Roseanne Barr. She was literally she was canceled because of a mistake, because of a tweet. It's like these people today, they literally allow words to get in the way and hurt their feelings when we got other shit going on, like Hillary Clinton. You're literally so hyper focused on Trump supporters that you're literally ignoring World War III going on. Like, hello. So I found some stuff, right? And I wanted to play this. I hate this network because it's extremely liberal, right? I do. I can't stand CNN. I don't like it, but they're really good for some laughs, right? Because you look at them, you're like, can people really think like, do they really think like this? Apparently they do a lot. So Christine Amanpour sat down with Hillary Clinton and she had some choice words to say about us Trump supporters. So I did kind of decorate again. I got I got my never surrender poster here. And then my friend Ray gave me this from Lacuna Coil. It's signed and it says "We fear nothing," and it's the Italian flag because Lacuna Coil is from Italy. So I felt like that was necessary. I like to change things up here and there, right? I do. Yes, we do live in strange days. So we're going to get into a lot today, you guys. We're going to get into Hillary Clinton saying that we should be put into camps because we support her political rival. Yeah, she said that. We're also going to get into who is Hamas? What are they? Most importantly, where did they get the weaponry? And then I do have a live look with Israel, and it's just what has happened and transpired over the weekend was just murderous and brutal and just outright disgusting. So we're going to get into a lot today, you guys. I hope you're ready for it. We're going to be here for a while, which I appreciate each and every one of you guys coming and spending your Mondays with me. Have you ever heard anybody say, thank God it's Monday? I never have. I did today, though, because, I literally thank God every morning that I'm not liberal, that I have brain cells left that compute like at a normal level. I do. I thank God every morning and every night before I go to bed. So I do have this interview, and she is so brazen to say it on the internet, like right on TV. This is how tell us how you really feel. Like she holds no punches. She literally says it all out loud. Like she reminds me not only of Satan's boss, but a known dictator with a little funny mustache that ran around terrorizing the world during the 1940s. Yeah, she's that bad. You know damn well she's going to get a pineapple up the rear when she passes away. You know that, right? She is. She definitely is. Formal deprogramming is what Hillary is calling for. We need to be deprogrammed. I'm over here going like, so I have the live Israel up. I'm sorry, guys. I have to pause that. I just wanted to see what's going on here. It's just there's smoke everywhere. It's I can't imagine. I can't imagine being there. There's been some pretty horrific things going on there as well. It's like holy crap. All right, you guys ready? We're gonna see how this Satan's boss is thinking about us people who are not for her. She's just mad, and I wonder when Hillary Clinton's going to be charged with saying the election was illegitimate and that Donald Trump is an illegitimate president. I wonder where her charges are. I'm just saying, I want to look into her real estate in New York or anywhere for that matter and see if she's ever overinflated the value of her homes, because it seems to me like Donald Trump is being charged with everything that the Democrats are doing, have done, and will never get caught for or held accountable for. All right, let's see.
So when you look at how to go forward for the country, as you say, is there any area of coalition building that could happen? There are pragmatic Republicans, as you say. Could there be a whole new way of trying to, get legislation going and cross-party governance going by Democrats and certain Republicans forming a coalition?
Well, you saw the number of Republicans who voted along with Democrats to keep the government open. So there's clearly a common sense, sane part of the Republican caucus in the House. But I think...
Yeah, you know who she's talking about? Who Hillary Clinton is referring to right now, or the rhinos that are in bed with her and the rest of the Democrats. The people, the Republicans that are pro-America and not pro-capitalists, that these are capitalistic people who have no souls. Those are the people she's talking about. She don't like the patriotic ones that are literally pro-America. This woman here, over there, I'm sorry, she's all about how to make the most money off of America and Americans, no matter what it takes. And that's how sad the Democratic Party has become these days.
I think they are intimidated. They oftentimes, say and do things which they know better than to say or do. And it will require us defeating those most extreme measures and the people who promote them in order to try to get to some common ground where people can, again, work together. That's the way it used to be. I mean, we had very strong partisans in both parties in the past, and we had very bitter battles over all kinds of things, gun control and climate change and the economy and taxes. But there wasn't this little tail of extremism waving, wagging the dog of the Republican Party as it is today. And sadly, so many of those extremists, those MAGA extremists.
You know what? Hillary, have you guys ever seen when she was standing there with her husband, Donald Trump? Ivanka was standing there looking regal and beautiful. Bill was fixated on Ivanka Trump. He was like a dog in heat. And all you see is Hillary realize what her husband's doing. And she's like, and she just glares at him. I'm sorry. I have a couple of strikes against Hillary. Let's list them off first of all, because you're literally demonizing over probably what 80, 90 million people that live in America that want America to be great. You're literally demonizing them. That's strike one. Who there's going to be a lot. This is like, I wish this was baseball, because like this is more than 3 strikes, you're out. She ran her whole campaign, right? And she quickly deleted 30,000 emails that she kept on a personal server, right? National secrets. So this is why I think Donald Trump is being charged with the national secrets or whatever they're charging him with. Because this bitch dumb did that. She sold national secrets. Why did she was joking about smashing iPhones and everything else, smashing email servers, smashing computers. What? She literally evaded all responsibility for that one. Let's see. What else is there? Oh, while campaigning, she goes on the Breakfast Club. For those of you who don't know, because you don't live in America and all you see is liberal news, she goes on the Breakfast Club with Charlemagne the God, right? And he asked her, "What do you carry in your purse?" Hillary cheekily answers, "Hot sauce." Like, literally, is that so? Is that so? Because, and then she started getting like all Baptist preacher and shit. I'm over here like, that irritates me to my core. Being that I grew up in Cleveland, Ohio, literally, it pisses me off when I see people pandering, and it's like, wow, it was absolutely disgusting. Because I literally immediately called all of my friends, and all colors of friends, and I'm like, so how many of us walk around when we go out or anything? How many of us carry hot sauce in our purses? Nobody answered. Well, I do. Nobody, because like civilized human beings, since she thinks that the African American community is savages and animals, well, she thinks that they have to what? Either they carry it around in their purses for maybe splashing it in the eyes of the police officers, or they done stole it from the restaurant that they were at, which I'm not going to say that I haven't done that a time or two, because I have. So that's strike number what, 3? What else did she do? Oh, well, her husband, I did not have sexual relations with that woman. Her husband had taken classified documents out of the White House after his presidency, and he stored them in an abandoned car dealership in Arkansas. Yes. What else is there? Oh, let's say the whole Monica Lewinsky thing. That's like, whatever. He cheated on her, and she literally was like, okay, it's fine. Bill Clinton was pictured. A painting was made and commissioned. I don't know by who, but it was commissioned by none other than Jeffrey Epstein. Yeah, I mean, him and Bill were buddy, right? So Epstein commissions this painting of Bill Clinton in the blue dress, sitting like this. Like, I'm like, thank God it wasn't like one of those live things where like it was like a hologram or like a live, like, I don't know, a picture frame where, you know, he pulls the whole Sharon Stone, like a Basic Instinct moment. So he's wearing the infamous blue dress, and I believe he had a cigar in his hand. So besides that, you know, her husband's on the flight logs for like 36 times. Okay. That's not okay. I think 26, 36, it doesn't matter. One is worse and one is too many. What else? Benghazi. Oh, how could we forget about Benghazi? Like, this chick has the cards are stacked against her, because morally speaking, she's evil. She's just plain evil. So let's Benghazi and then just like say whatever it is, what it is. You know, that's just your typical day in the walk in the park. So Benghazi happens. And then her daughter is wrapped up in the Epstein Island thing, right? I think there's like some like dark web video of Chelsea Clinton with her husband doing all kinds of weird shit. What else is there? Oh, well, they're members of the World Economic Forum. They're members of the World Health Organization. And then we have the Clinton Foundation that is literally overseeing every cent that leaves American soil and that goes over to Ukraine. So tell me that they don't have a personal investment in making sure that Donald Trump doesn't get into office. So it's automatically project. Let's project onto Donald Trump's supporters, because these MAGA Republican extremists, it's a bunch of hooey. It's like she wants, and the other Democrats and probably some Republicans as well, they are shit scared of Donald Trump being getting back into the White House because they know their time is up. And I'm going to be very angry if Donald Trump, if he gets into the White House and he don't put this one where she belongs. They literally need to open up Gitmo and throw them all in there for all of eternity, as far as I'm concerned, especially Joe Biden, because we'll talk about this later. The pullout of Afghanistan, leaving what, $90 million worth of our military equipment in the hands of terrorists. So, and not to mention the $6 billion that they just gave to Iran, which who gave Iran nukes? She did. So there's so many strikes against this woman. And again, like, she would probably looked at, that man from World War II with the little tiny funny mustache. And she's probably like, that ain't shit. That ain't shit. Watch what I can do. I mean, I'm not saying that, she's a Nazi or anything, but what I am saying is she sure as hell acts like one.
Take their marching orders from Donald Trump, who has no credibility left by any measure. He's only in it for himself. He's now defending himself in civil actions and criminal actions. And when do they break with him?
I think that's right.
Because at some
Never!
point, maybe there needs to be a formal deprogramming of the cult members, but something needs to happen.
And how do you do that? Because you said you have to defeat them by defeating their leader. Their leader is Donald Trump. Even you have said that you expect him to be the Republican.
Can we rewind that? Because she's literally saying that if you support Donald Trump, you need to be deprogrammed. Whatever happened to democracy? That's our democracy. Democracy is one person, one vote. Like, we are free to vote for whomever we want to. But what you're saying here is, what exactly? I think she's probably referring to J6. Well, it's funny that she may bring that up because Nancy Pelosi was behind that whole thing. So let's hear that again. Like, this can't be real.
The cult members, but something needs to happen.
And how do you do that? Because you said you have to
try.
defeat them by defeating their leader. Their leader is Donald Trump. Even you have said that you expect him to be the Republican nominee. How does this change at all?
At this point, I think, sadly, he will still likely be the nominee, and we have to defeat him. And we have to defeat those who are the election deniers, as we did in 2020 and 2022. And we have to just be smarter about how we are trying to empower the right people inside the Republican Party. Nancy Pelosi had a majority of 5 votes.
There she goes.
Kevin McCarthy had a majority of 5 votes.
Evil.
Nancy Pelosi passed consequential legislation. And she clearly had members within her caucus who, ranged across a spectrum of political beliefs and ideology. And she kept everybody together. And she kept everybody focused on the future. He couldn't do that. And so he paid a price, but more importantly, the country paid a price.
And so
Facts.
When you see another matchup between potentially Trump and President Biden, what goes through your mind? And particularly, how do you process that this person who defeated you back in 2016 is still at it, given all that you've said? 91 indictments, you know, civil fraud, sexual transgressions according to the courts.
I think that's so funny, right? I think that's quite interesting that when he announces he's running again, all of a sudden, well, I have to come out and say that he did this stuff to me. Why didn't you come out before? Why didn't you come out and report that as soon as it happened? Why? Why now? There, you know, as a victim myself, look, I'm all for victims' rights. I really am. But I hate when people falsely accuse men of doing something simply to ruin their lives. Especially this one here. She literally cannot handle rejection. The fact that Donald Trump, of all people, ruined her chance to run the world with her World Health Organization and WEF buddies, Klaus Schwab, guess what? Guess what? She's butt hurt. She's so butt hurt, you can see. It's so insane that people can't see this.
How is this still happening?
It's the classic tale of an authoritarian populist who really has a grip on the emotional,
I wish it would.
Needs and desires of a portion of the population. And the base of the Republican Party, for whatever combination of reasons, and it is emotional and psychological, sees in him someone who speaks for them.
He does. He put Americans first, you dipshit. Okay, he's the only president in modern history that didn't take a presidential salary. He actually lost money. He lost money. I can't believe this. And when Donald Trump, he cared about America. He cared about Americans. And he knows, you know what, maybe, just maybe I let, he actually admitted this. He let way too many people into his inner circle last time, and he ain't making that mistake again. How dare she? How dare she? Her husband, we were in the worst recession in almost American history next to the Great Depression. What else? War. We were in war. Shut up. Hillary, take your emails and just be glad that you've gotten all of this freedom while it's going to last, because you know damn well he's coming right after you. And I'm just so tempted just to vote for Trump, not only because I love my country and I want the future generations to prosper, but no, we have to have these capitalist asshats ruining everything. So the bitch, she's all for surgically mutilating children and taking them to drag shows, and it's all about the LGBTQ and fuck everybody else. That's the mentality she has, because she does whatever she's told to do for money. This bitch, you know, I can't, man. I can't. I get so angry because he had the lowest record for illegal immigration. And then Joe Biden comes in, like her buddy there, and they open the floodgates. It's like, well, there you go. And so we have America first president, and then Biden comes in, and not even 2.5 years later, what happens? What happens? Well, like, I look at America today and I'm going, what just happened? What happened? Joe Biden happened. These Democrats happened. So I'm just tempted, just on that alone, to say, okay, this is an obvious reason why I'm voting for Donald Trump, because he's America first. They're clearly America last. But I really want to see her go to prison for as long as humanly possible. Evil. Oh, I can't stand her. My God, it's like as if morals and values and loving your country was a bad thing. Oh, Hillary, you look at her. She looks like the embodiment of evil. This thing looks like that makes Valak, the demon nun, look like a kitty cat.
Of reasons, and it is emotional and psychological, sees in him someone who speaks for them. And they are determined that they will continue to vote for him, attend his rallies, wear his merchandise, because for whatever reason, he and his very negative, nasty form of politics resonates with them. Maybe they don't like migrants. Maybe they don't like gay people. Or
I told you! What did I just say? You wicked bitch! So we don't like migrants? No. We're for legal immigration. So they don't have to come here in record numbers and sleep on a sidewalk or in a police department. Right? We're for legal immigration so that they can actually thrive here. They can legally obtain a driver's license, legally obtain insurance, legally work so that the people, the predatory employers, don't prey on them. Like, go ahead and try to get a job as an illegal migrant or an illegal alien. Go ahead. See what happens. You know what's going to happen? He's going to say, well, guess what? I'm going to pay you $8.95 an hour. Yeah, you're going to be working 9-10 hour days and you're going to be roofing three buildings a day. Well, guess what? This guy here who's not an illegal alien, he's making a solid $25 an hour. They don't have to give them health insurance or anything. Oh, it's maybe they hate migrants. No. We want people to come here the legal route through the legal channel so that they don't get taken advantage of. You don't like migrants. You don't like Americans. How about that, Hillary? Because you look at the people coming through the border, they're getting assaulted, sold into human trafficking. Fentanyl is ravaging our country. This is so much more than not liking people because they're a migrant or they're gay. Gay rights exist, you stupid. Like, I can't stand that. I can't stand these idiots on the left who literally make it all about sexual identity and identity politics. I don't give a shit. What I care about is how they are treated. They have to come through the legal way. Because look at all those people that did come the legal way and pay all that money to do so. The people she supports are the people that are paying coyotes that are in turn being given all that money to the drug cartels. She's an idiot. And thank God she didn't become president. Thank God. Oh my God, which is something that she hates. She's repelled. I swear, she needs an exorcism. Ooh, she's evil. She makes Satan look like a kitty cat.
Black people, or the woman who got the promotion at work
Ooh,
they didn't
bitch.
get. Whatever maybe they don't like gay people or black people, or the woman who got the promotion at work they didn't get. What
do you say to the black conservatives out there? Are you serious? You literally said that Trump supporters are racist, but wasn't it you who was with the your buddy Biden there doing the eulogy for a Klansman? Right? Wasn't Trump? Oh my God. Maybe it's you who don't like black people, Hillary. Since you got to say, well, shit, what do they like? Oh, hot sauce. I carry around hot sauce in my purse. You might as well have pulled out a watermelon while you were at it and a noose, because that's exactly who you roll with. Ooh, I can't stand her. She's looking at every Trump supporter, no matter what we even look like, and saying, well, maybe they don't like women. I'm a woman? Are you saying I don't like my own kind? The ones that think like you? No, I don't. I think you're a Fruit Loop. But you're literally saying every one of us who support Donald Trump, which I know a few, more than a few black conservatives. I know way more than she would ever want to know exist. Oh my, she'd have a fucking heart attack if she saw how many black conservatives there are. And she would shit her pants if she saw how many Latinos and Latinas are pro-Trump. It's because of shit like this. How dare you? Ooh, I can't stand her. Get me into a room with her just once. Just once. Oh, I just want to, that irritant. This has made me so angry. It's not even funny. I'm going to play it again because I can't believe that shit that just came out of her mouth.
Gay people or black people, or the woman who got the promotion at work they didn't get. Whatever the reason, Make America Great Again was a bid for nostalgia to return to a place where, people could be in charge of their lives, feel empowered, say what they want, insult whoever came in their way. And
first of all, that's freedom of speech, Hillary. Oh, does that sound so bad to you, being in charge of your life? Being able to afford your bills? Your 401ks are doing great. You have a savings and a checking account. Yeah, home ownership was attainable. So was getting a new car. Today, you can't get either. My God. No, you dumb. She's so stupid. She literally names what's so great about America because, look, America is a great country. We just so happen to have people like her coming in and ruining things because they want it all for themselves. Oh, I can't stand you.
That was really attractive to a significant portion of the Republican base.
That was because Ronald Reagan said it, you dumb.
So it is like a cult. And somebody has to break the, break that momentum. And that's why I believe Joe Biden will defeat him. And hopefully then that will be the end and the fever will break. And then.
Do you literally see the polls? Do you? Are you not seeing that people don't want Joe Biden to run this? Why would you even want him to run again? Do you see how old he is? You would literally put this man in charge because you could tell him to do whatever the fuck you want him to do and he'll do it because he's just as crooked as you are, Hillary. My God. No, that won't stop. I can't. Look. This moron literally thinks that we're that stupid that we didn't see that election was stolen. My God, 81 million votes for Joe Biden, huh? 81 million? That is why they opened up the borders in the first place because they knew, well, we can't do the same shit we did last time because, well, they're onto us. So they literally had to allow 8 million more people into our country to vote for them. That in itself should land them in prison for the rest of their lives. My God. I hope everyone in Chicago stops and looks around. And I hope everybody in New York takes a wild look around and says, you know what? Fuck these Democrats. It's time. My God, man, I can't.
Republicans can try to get back to break, and then Republicans can try to get back to, fighting about issues among themselves and electing people who are at least, responsible and accountable.
Are you concerned that a third-party candidate on the Democratic side could thwart Joe Biden's chances?
I am always concerned about a third party. That's what happened to me, as we all can recall, and helped by a lot of other forces, and that could happen again this time. So, of course, I worry about anyone who might take votes away from President Biden, because, I'm in the camp, Christiane, that says, why do you actually hire a politician? What is it you want? And what I want is somebody who can get the job done. And Biden has done an amazing job by any measure. People have talked about infrastructure forever. He passed the bill. People have talked about losing advanced manufacturing to China. He passed the bill. People have talked about getting clean energy actually to produce even more and more jobs. He passed the bill. Negotiating for drug prices, all of these things.
Was Donald J. Trump, Hillary? Do you think we're all retarded? Do you think we're all a bunch of fucktards over here? Yeah, because you think that MAGA Republicans were just a bunch of hilljacks from the hills of West Virginia that don't know their asses from a hole in the wall. No, ma'am, let me tell you, you don't even deserve to be called ma'am. Donald Trump is the one who lowered insulin and capped it at $35. And then Joe Biden said, well, let's get rid of that. So the prices for insulin shot up yet again. And then he's like, little sleight of hand action. Look what I'm doing for insulin capping. Oh, I did that. He literally took credit for undoing the capped insulin price at $35 that Donald Trump did. He undid it and then redid it, and then he took credit for it. Yeah. She thinks we're all that stupid. I'll tell you what, man. The more and more I watch this, the more I'm like, you want me to not vote for Donald Trump, Hillary Clinton, then you're going to have to Epstein my ass then. Because come hell or high water, if I got to write my name and Donald Trump's name on that ballot, guess what I'll do? I will handwrite a ballot myself. I ain't touching your Dominion voting machines. I'm going to write my name on the top of a paper. And I'm going to say, well, this is the candidate I want for president. This is the candidate that I want for vice president, and so on and so forth. I ain't playing this shit no more. We need to stand up. Fuck this. So if you're all about extinguishing threats to our democracy, then why are you literally saying that if we vote for President Trump, then we should be locked up in concentration? I mean, deprogramming camps. Oh, she got me good. She got me pissed.
Which many of us have tried to get done in, the Senate and beyond. He's gotten done, and it's going to change Americans' lives for the better, and it's going to enhance and grow our economy. And when people say, well, I don't know, pay attention, please. Pay attention to what he's gotten accomplished. But if you don't want to be for him on the merits the way I am.
Because look, Hillary, Americans, let me just end this argument right now. They can't afford to feed their families. They can't buy a home if they wanted to. They can't get a new car because interest rates keep soaring. That Inflation Reduction Act is bullshit. They can't afford their bills because their utilities keep climbing. We all know we were better under President Trump. So it's not so difficult for people to say, oh, you better pay attention. We have been. And we've been paying about $900 a month more for just regular household goods and whatever services that we normally had under President Trump than we are with Joe Biden. $900 more per month. Yeah, I don't foresee your guy winning legitimately at all. How dare she? How rude of her to say, well, you're not paying attention. Oh, we have been. Trust and believe. And we know exactly what you've been doing this whole time, too. It doesn't affect these political elitists. Do you ever notice they have compound after compound? They have a fleet of vehicles, right? Not energy vehicles either. No. They're not energy efficient vehicles. They have private jets. Do you think that they are forced to feel the struggle? Shit, are you kidding me? I'm really grateful that Nancy Pelosi was just evicted from her little cubby. That wasn't a cubby after all. Don't let them tell you it was like a janitor's closet, because it was a luxurious back office with it was a hidden one that she got to pick all sorts of lavish furnitures from a catalog to furnish it. I'm glad she was evicted, because now she knows how all of us Americans feel when people have been wrongfully evicted left and right. And what about people in Maui and Lahaina who just got wrongfully evicted why? Because their land was up for grabs? This woman is pure evil. You better pay attention. Oh, yeah, we've been paying attention. You guys paying attention? Have you been paying attention? Because I'll tell you what, the only people that can say that Biden's doing a great job because they're well off, because they don't have to worry about a fucking thing. Oh my God, man. She's got me pissed. Whew.
It's gotten accomplished. But if you don't want to be for him on the merits the way I am, be for him because the alternative could end our democracy. And I don't say that lightly.
This is a freaking
Our Chief International Anchor, Christiane Amanpour.
I'm not even going to play the rest of this. It's going to ruin our democracy. You are literally telling people if they vote for Trump, then they need to be deprogrammed in a camp. There ain't more of a threat to our democracy as that. You're literally stripping our right to vote for who we want to away from us. I don't know about you guys, but I have a serious problem with that. I really do. And if we vote for Trump, we're a bigot. So don't forget, anybody out there who is black, don't forget, if you don't know whether you're for Trump or Biden, then you ain't black. You ain't black no more. You vote for Trump, your blackness is gone. See ya. Bye, blackness. Never have to worry about anything again. You're going to poof, become white. Oh my God. I can't. I can't wait for Donald Trump to become president again. I cannot wait. This literally fighting words. I don't know if y'all's blood was boiling, but mine is. It's like fizzle, fizzle, pop, pop. I might have to take a few minutes, a break, because she got me mad. Oh, while we have literally World War III going on, she's worried about slandering and defaming a bunch of Trump supporters. And then she's like, well, maybe we have to. Bitch, I wish you would. Like, this is why the government doesn't want you armed. You know that, right? This is exactly why they want to strip away your Second Amendment rights. Because when they come a knocking to say you're going to a deprogramming camp, guess what? You have nothing. You have nothing to defend yourself with. It's all a part of their plan. It's all a part of their plan. Marjorie Taylor Greene brought up a good point on Hamas, and we'll get into that in a second. I do have to go to the bathroom here. Why the hell hi Robin, why the hell did Nancy Pelosi still have an office when she wasn't even speaker any longer? Great point. She shouldn't have. But when you're an elitist, you can do whatever the hell you want to. When you're a Democrat, you can do whatever the hell you want to. You answer to nobody as long as you're willing to turn the other cheek and, make shit happen. She shouldn't have been doing insider trading either, but she did. They evicted her and she's butthurt about it. She was like, I'm at a conference. I can't. Oh, no, I'm sorry. I did that wrong. I'm at a conference. What do you mean I have to be evicted? Oh, God, I need a gin martini so bad. That's Nancy Pelosi. She was pissed. She was butthurt that they evicted her. Now she knows how citizens feel, how American citizens feel every day when they have to be uprooted, their entire families, because the landlords keep raising the rent every year, with every lease. Now she understands how it feels that BlackRock and Vanguard and all of these elitists are buying up all of the homes and making them rentals and driving up the rent prices to astronomical rich people levels that normal people, they're worried about a working a survivable wage. Like, how can somebody rent a $3,000 apartment on a $15 an hour salary? They can't. These elitists don't care. And what Donald Trump did was give a shit about Americans. Dorinda said something. This is a disgraceful response from the Biden administration. Yesterday, he had a barbecue. Today, the person addressing this war is Donald J. Trump. That's right. He is in New Hampshire, and he was in Iowa yesterday. The reason why they're getting him into all these court dramas is so he can't campaign. But that ain't going to stop him, because that man's like a damn machine. He will get 3 hours of sleep a night, if I'm not mistaken. And that's what I've heard. He gets about 3 hours of sleep a night. He's never not in a business suit. And it doesn't matter. He'll keep going. He'll do his court case, and then he'll go campaign. I'll be right back, though, you guys. Take two. I didn't get to see the Tom McDonald video, but I did find some awesome shorts that he did. I think it was absolutely amazing. Where is it at? It was with Adam Calhoun. I think it's on his channel. They were bidding themselves for president, right? Like, who's going to be a president? Oh, here's Tom McDonald. See, I haven't seen the new one, but we can play Your America real quick, because Tom lets me do that. But I have to find that short. I want you guys to see it. And then I do have to do a reaction video to the newest one that they did. Let's play this real quick, okay? And then you guys can take a potty. Be right back. Isn't it working? Sure. Oh, I have to do this.
Up our classrooms or drag
Be
queens
right
for
back.
kids. We think it's not appropriate. You tell us that it is. The complexities of gender and children won't ever mix when there's school shootings by women whose pronouns are him, his. I'm not Republican, but keep it 100. They making sense. The most destructive ideologies are coming from the left. I think Black Lives Matter. They think white lives matter less. And LGBTQ turned into WTF. Dear Democrats, I don't have nothing against the liberal, but the people representing you are communists and criminals. They've been starting World War III. We shipping missiles still. They don't want America great. They want it miserable. You can try to burn down the city, scream at the top of your lungs till you're dizzy. You can cancel everything and everybody in it, but it's not your America.
You can burn the flag, get aggressive. You can wear a mask and pretend you're progressive. I got my First Amendment, don't forget I got the second. It's not
your America.
I'm hearing words I never heard in life. Kids go to school to learn, never make it back home, they get murdered. Like, who's concerned? Not the left or the right. Hope you ready for the fight. Coming to your front door tonight. The former president got arrested. The current one lost, but I guess he got elected. Kids get molested. Pedophiles all get protected. And you can kill a baby anytime if you're pregnant. People so weak, feel free to take a knee. And you can't even speak, God forbid you disagree. I don't even know what virtual signaling means. Young men used to fight wars, now they make memes. Divide us up, I'm pretty sure that's the plan. Got a gun in my hand for when shit hits the fan. And how the woman of the year is a man. I'm pretty sure I never really understand.
You can try to burn down the city, scream at the top of your lungs till you're dizzy. You can cancel everything and everybody in it, but it's not your America.
You can burn the flag, get aggressive. You can wear a mask and pretend you're progressive. I got my First Amendment, don't forget I got the second. It's not
your America. You told us we're the ones to blame. You're the ones who riot till the city's up in flame. You told us we've been spreading lies, but you believe the truth is on the news every night. You told us we gotta stop the fighting, but you're the ones who keep the country angry and divided. You told us we're crazier than you, but all of our conspiracy theories are coming true. You can try to burn down the city, scream at the top of your lungs till you're dizzy. You can cancel everything and everybody in it, but it's not your America.
You can burn the flag, get aggressive. You can wear a mask and pretend you're progressive. I got my First Amendment, don't forget I got the second. It's not
your America.
All right. Okie dokie, smokies. Thank you guys for waiting. I really appreciate yous. Thank you. I was going to touch up my lipsticks, but I was like, shit. I can't do it. I can't find it. I was like, where is it? Oh, I didn't find it. You know, it's here's the bottom line, y'all. We have a country that literally needs help. We have Americans struggling to pay their bills, picking which bill to not pay this month. We have people, repos are up. Home ownership is down. With Donald Trump, home ownership was up, especially in the Black community. And she hates that. Democrats say they're all for Black and brown people, but they're really not. They have good lip service, right? They do. I call whatever they say political promises, which are fucking lies. That's it. Period. All they do is lie. It's very sad that they're, oh yeah, we're pro this, pro that, but like, really? Because where? Show me. Because you ain't done shit for the Black community in over 50 years. but oppress them even more. But Donald Trump came in like a wrecking ball, and it was literally one of the most beautiful things that I've ever seen. And I was like, well, you know what? We don't need another politician. We need a businessman that knows what the hell he's doing, that doesn't need to make money off of politics or the American people. And we had just that. And he is a threat to their democracy. That's what Donald Trump is to the Democrats, who are so crooked and so just evil. They would sell us out within a millisecond. That's why he's a threat. That's why they're doing everything that they can from him. I swear, every time I look at a charge of all of these 91, I'm like, that's Nancy Pelosi's, that's Joe Biden's, that's Hunter Biden's, that's Hillary, that's Obama. You know, it's really sad. All right. So Marjorie Taylor Greene brings up a really good point here. Okay. Really good point. She's talking about how Hamas got, how Hamas got control of these weapons. Where did these weapons come from? Things that make you go, So, did the weapons Hamas used against Israel come from Ukraine or Afghanistan? Asks U.S. Congresswoman. Meanwhile, the death toll in the ongoing conflict in Israel crossed 1,100 by today, with over 700 reported killed in Israel and about 400 people in the Gaza Strip. Thousands are left injured. I mean, this is crazy. We're looking at them live streaming kidnappings. They are assaulting women. It's really bad, you guys. It's really bad. And it's like, this is insane. Where are they getting all of the look at that's not a cheap bike. They have very expensive cars, you know, and it begs the question, where do they get all of this equipment from? So Marjorie Taylor Greene says we need to work with Israel to track serial numbers on any U.S. weapons used by Hamas against Israel. Now, that's a great thing. Did they come from Afghanistan or did they come from Ukraine, or highly likely the answer is both? You know, Joe Biden just came on and said that he just wants to do a one-time, one-shot deal, $100 billion to Ukraine, and just be done with it. You think Zelensky's going to take that? Or is that the number that Zelensky came up with? Like, bro, listen, give me $100 billion more and then we're good. That's like the payoff amount. I say that he's going to get greedy. I say he's going to be like, you know what? Yeah, that's good. And then I hope that Zelensky would grow a pair and a soul and say, you know what, Joe? Not enough money in the world can make me keep your secrets. And I hope he blows the whistle, but I doubt he will. He's probably one of the most richest men today due to us. Like, Joe Biden ain't giving Zelensky his money. Hillary ain't giving Ukraine our money, but she's overseeing, or she's not giving them her money. But what the Clinton Foundation is doing is overseeing all of our money and going over to Ukraine. It's insane. It literally is insane how involved Hillary Clinton still is. Like, she literally lied about Russian collusion when she, in fact, was the one that was colluding. It's sick, man. It's sick. It's twisted. All right. So a U.S. Congresswoman has called for an investigation into the source of U.S.-made weapons used by the Palestinian terrorist group Hamas in the ongoing conflict in Israel. Republican Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene Sunday asked where Hamas got their U.S.-made weapons from. She alleged that the weapons could be coming from Afghanistan, where the U.S. left a huge arsenal when it hastily pulled out in August of 2021. Or they came from Ukraine, where America is currently sending weapons to fight against the Russian invasion that they're not going to win. We need to work with Israel to track serial numbers on any U.S. weapons used by Hamas against Israel. Did they come from Afghanistan? Did they come from Ukraine? Highly likely. The answer is both. The congressman Congresswoman wrote on X, formerly Twitter. It's a great question, isn't it, folks? All right. Where there was evidence to confirm Green's allegations, Russia Today claimed that a video message from a Hamas terrorist thanking Ukraine for the weapons was doing rounds on social media. Oy vey. Oh, this is bad. This is bad. I'm for Israel, guys. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. I feel like, it's bad what's going on there. I don't like to see anybody die, though. I really don't. I'm really angry about Ukrainians dying. I'm really angry about Russians dying. I don't want to see Palestinians dying. I don't want to see Israelis dying. I just don't. I don't like conflict. I hate it. Meanwhile, the death toll in the ongoing conflict in Israel crossed 1,100 on Monday, with an over 700 reported killed in Israel and around 400 people in the Gaza Strip. Thousands are left injured. Fighting continued in southern Israel as Hamas militants were believed to still infiltrating, according to local media portal Haaretz.com. The Israeli Defense Forces overnight conducted instance airstrikes in Gaza, claiming to have attacked around 500 Hamas targets. The conflict began with the Hamas offensive, which began Saturday morning. First, the Palestinian militant group, which operates out of Gaza, launched a heavy aerial attack on Israel with over, how many is that? 5,000 missiles. Jesus. What? No, I'm sorry. Am I reading that right? Yes. With over 5,000 missiles? So you mean to tell me, hold up, wait a minute, something ain't right here. You mean to tell me this, you know how small Israel is? Do you know how small Palestine is? So you mean to tell me in that little Gaza Strip, right? In that tiny Gaza Strip, you mean to tell me that they were able to store 5,000 missiles? And that's not all of their missiles, by the way. So where they're able to store this without anybody knowing? When would that ever be possible? Because I tell you what, it ain't possible. It's not possible unless they have been constantly given artillery from either the Afghanistan pullout that Joe Biden did, leaving $90 million of our military equipment, tanks, missiles, guns, ammo, everything that they need to launch an attack on Israel, which is really fucked up because we are allied with Israel. And that is real. Oof. I think they're playing war. War makes them money. War makes the elitists money. It's like they're playing in an epic battle of Risk. You know that game, Risk? Yeah. Or Battleship. Like, who sunk my battleship? That's what they're playing with. But they're playing with human lives. And that's what's so messed up. All right, back to this. It's raising more questions than there are answers, you guys, and we need to question it. I'm with Marjorie Taylor Greene on this. I think that we need to track the serial numbers. Absolutely. Grab them up, imprison them, run the serial numbers on the weapons. And even if they are filed off, there is a chemical compound that they use that can bring that serial number back to the top. We have made leaps and bounds in forensics, y'all. This is bad. This is really, really bad. Okay, so they launched an aerial attack on Israel with over 5,000 missiles, and then it launched an incursion into southern Israel. Visuals claiming to show Hamas militants trying to infiltrate Israel via sea also went viral. They're posting this shit. They're literally posting it, and they're proud of it. That is so disgusting. That's so disgusting. While some reports suggest that the aerial attack in the wee hours of the morning was a cover for the infiltration, others suggested that both took place simultaneously. According to a Reuters report, Palestinian militants crossed into Israel as early as 7:40 a.m. Hamas militants attacked at least 3 Israeli military installations: the Youre border crossing, the Zykum base, and the Gaza division headquarters of Riem. Sorry. Videos posted by Hamas showed militants overrunning a military facility. It also posted videos capturing Israeli soldiers and parading them through the streets of Gaza. Disgusting. Israel, in response, declared a state of war with Hamas, and the Israeli Defense Forces launched Operation Swords of Iron. With the Israeli Air Force bombing Hamas targets in Gaza, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has vowed to turn Hamas into rubble. I love Benjamin Netanyahu, man. I think he's amazing. I think that's it for that article. I'll link that here, you guys. I will grab this up here. Let me copy it. I will paste it in live chat here. Yeah, we'll go to President Trump real quick. He's live now. I think there's like 20,000 people watching him. He's just good people, you know. He really is. I don't give a shit if he is a businessman. I don't care, you know. I got him right here. I don't know which one's live though. I have to refresh it. The only time that CNN can get 20,000 people to watch live is when they have Trump on. So it's like, you guys are dumb. Netanyahu called Biden today and told him they're going in now. Good. They need to take Biden with them. I'm just saying. All right, President Donald Trump. Hi, President Trump. Try and pull it up for you.
Them $28 billion. Who the hell else is going to do it? And I say it, and everybody laughs, so we
It's
all have
funny.
a good time. But it is true. I got
He was right. Everybody
billion. How
laughed.
the hell do I lose a farm state if I got you 28 billion? But Ron DeSantis opposed my China tariffs. We took in hundreds of billions of dollars. The 28 was a portion.
Oh, my
of it,
mic
and we
is
gave that to
turned
the
down.
farmers, but we took in hundreds of billions. Not one president of our country has taken
They
in
keep
10
removing
cents
all of my
from China.
shorts.
Not 10 cents. And I took in hundreds of billions of dollars. They didn't like me too much. They didn't like me too much. But very simply, Ron DeSanctimonious, and I'm not even sure I'm supposed to be wasting my time talking about him because I hear he's so far down. Could you tell me, is there anybody else I'm supposed to? Bird brain, maybe? Bird brain? Do I talk about anybody else? Because he really has. He's fallen like a wounded bird from the skies. But he sided with the communists in China, and I fought for the workers of America. He was against what we did. He was very much against what we did. And perhaps most offensive of all to the people of New Hampshire, DeSanctimonious pushed a 23% national sales tax, which means he's 100%, in my opinion, unelectable when you do that. He also, the sales tax was one thing, but he also pushed very strong on doing damage, bad damage, very bad, and maybe even extinguishing a thing called Social Security. And he wanted the minimum age to be 70. He voted on it 3 times,
Jesus.
by the way, so, it's hard for him to deny
70.
it.
You're going to have work till you're
But the
70.
national sales tax would pulverize the middle class and decimate the hardworking families of this state almost more than most others. And it's never going to happen. We're never going to let that happen. One thing about a politician, when they have an idea and then they always go away from it during an election. No, I was only kidding when I said I'm going to pulverize Social Security. I was only kidding. But they always go back to it, right? They always go back to it. And they go back to their first idea. That's where they are. DeSantis also very much hurt Medicare, and he wanted to hurt it badly, but it got voted down.
What I find remarkably disturbing about how Ron DeSantis literally turned his back on President Trump, promised him, I'm not going to run, I'm going to stay governor. this man is literally how Ron DeSantis got in to be the governor of Florida, because Donald Trump endorsed him and then he literally backstabbed him. And I liked how he called it out. The politicians, this is what the politicians do. And that he was caught on hot mic, Ron DeSantis. Yes, about abortion. We're going to make it so the heartbeat bill, but then once I get in there, we're going to go back to the middle of things and raise it to 15 weeks. Yeah, that makes you inelectable to me. That you're a liar and you've been proven and you got caught.
As your president, I proudly ended the disaster known as NAFTA, the world's worst trade deal probably ever made, and replaced it with the USMCA, that's Mexico, Canada. And they say the best trade deal ever made in the country. Actually, believe it or not, the deal I made with China is, I think, even better. They have to buy $50 billion of product, but I don't even talk about it because of COVID. I don't even talk about it. We had the greatest economy in the history of the world. We had COVID, and then I built it again, rebuilt it again. The stock market was actually higher than it was pre-COVID. It was pretty amazing. We did a great job on something that nobody had any idea what it was. COVID, when it came in, we did a great job.
Right? Isn't that stupid?
Some of the governors did a great job, like
that's right.
Henry McMaster of South Carolina.
Ain't this stupid?
She was fantastic. South Dakota. And some others. Tennessee did a very good job.
Poor job.
And they kept them open. Florida, by the way, was not kept open. Just
Hi,
in case you have
Homer.
any questions, but they got back. But it was not kept open. You know, some people forget history, but it's very easy to go back, especially with the internet. It takes you seconds. Oh, that's true. The beaches were closed. The hotels, everything. It was closed. But it got back. And we did a great job on that. And I let the governors do it. We got them the equipment they needed. We did something. We never got the credit on that one, but we got credit on a lot of other things, like having created the strongest border in the history of our country.
Yes. Now let's piggyback off of what Blue Eyes just said. Biden should be in prison for treason, letting all of these young males over the border daily. Now, the Democrats will say it's all women and children, and they are suffering in their countries, and they have to come here to America, when bullshit. Over 160 countries have come up through the southern border, and it's predominantly military-aged men. So, Blue Eyes, I think your fears are 100% valid, that we could see another devastating national tragedy such as 9/11. I think you're right, because all they need is that order to say, go on then, get them. And shit will pop off. There's 8 million people Biden let through our southern border. And then why again should we vote for somebody? Why shouldn't we vote for somebody who had the lowest rate of illegal immigration in modern day history? She acts like, oh, because you're xenophobic if you do vote for Trump. You're racist. Well, Ukfe Uye, Hillary Hay, I can't stand her, man. I can't. I'm not even going to hide it. I'm not going to even pretend like I like her, because I don't.
I'll credit on that one. Having created the greatest economy in the history of our country.
That too.
The greatest economy by far. I fought for New Hampshire fishermen and lobstermen like no administration in history. No administration cared about the fishermen and the lobstermen. I only did it because selfishly I love that lobster. You know, you couldn't get it. So we got it. I opened it up.
Why wouldn't they
the 500
come
square
here?
miles, right? I opened it up. They want to close it up, and I guess they want to do that. It's so crazy. But making a deal with the European Union to eliminate tariffs on American lobster. They were charging us tariffs.
Brittany, that's funny. It's true, though.
I said, either you do that or we're going to charge you double the tariffs you're charging us. They said, we'd be delighted in taking the tariffs off. It took one phone call. But the EU tariff reduction on any product, it's the first time that they've ever done that. And they did it for me with one conversation. I said, you do it, we're going to do it to you with everything, not just lobster.
Lobster. Yeah, he tariffed the shit out of everybody and got him into line. And this is why This is why it's important that we have a strong leader that goes in and says, look, you want to do business with us, and if you want us to get your products, well, then you better play by our rules. If you don't, we're taxing the shit out of you. Okay? And he was all about keeping American jobs here. The city of Detroit had better vote for Donald Trump because he saved the auto workers their jobs from going to Mexico. He literally went up to a Ford exec and goes, if you think you're going to take these American jobs and take them over to Mexico to save your asses some money, I will tax every vehicle of yours 35%. You ain't making a damn thing. Your profit margins gone. And they listened. Now, the difference between Donald Trump and President Biden is that he's a joke. He's a pushover. He's like, well, if you pay me, I'll just look the other way. Trump is like, I don't need your fucking money. I don't need your money, nor do I want it. This is exactly why we need a businessman back into office. We don't need another politician. They're all crooks anyways. My grandmother, it was so funny. My dad and my grandmother both, when I was a little kid, always told me, how do you know when a politician is lying? And I was like, what is a pelican? You know, I was a kid. And they said, when their mouth is moving, that's when you know they're lying. Back to the show.
And they dropped everything. I also opened up 5,000 square miles of ocean off New England that Barack Hussein Obama had closed. I don't know why. I mean, they closed. The most fertile area, almost like in the world, for a thing called fish and lobster. And you weren't allowed to use it. 500 square miles. You know how deep you had to go? You had to go way the hell out, dangerous, way out in the ocean. And to this day, nobody really tells me, you know, why? Why did they do it? And they want to put it back again. Now we're ready for the America First economic program. It's going to be, we're going to make our country, everyone is really down right now because our country looks so bad. We have no influence in the world. Everything's falling apart. Everything he's done has been bad. Everything. You know, I have a little list that I'm going to read in a second, but everything that he's done is a failure. The open border, his relations with other countries. We've lost every country. We don't even have any allies.
Yeah, they're
anymore.
lying,
They
Barry.
don't respect us.
They're lying.
I mean, we don't have any. We have nothing going. You take a look. Yeah, China's our best ally, I think, with him. Well, you know, he has to because they paid him so much money. We have no choice, right?
Yes, he
Got
did.
plenty of money out of China. Remember with Russia during the debate? They said, how come the mayor of Moscow's wife
gave Hunter Biden
$3.5 million in cash?
Yep.
And Chris Wallace, how's he doing? Not too good. Chris Wallace was the moderator for Fox. You're not allowed to ask that question. I said, why not? He got $3.5 million from the mayor of Moscow's wife. Why aren't we allowed to ask that question? Well, it's inappropriate because now it turns out that's a big scandal.
Yes. So if you guys were lost, the widow of the former mayor of Moscow gave Hunter Biden a few wire transfers totaling $3.5 million. He wasn't allowed to ask that at the debate when he's debating Joe Biden. And Joe Biden infamously said, I don't know anything about my son's business dealings. Your son literally says he has to give all of his money that he made to you. Anyways, there's so much evidence stacked up against the Bidens that literally when presented with them in congressional hearings in the House Oversight Committee, guess what they do? What about Trump? What about Trump? Famously viral sensation, Jasmine Crockett. This is our national secret. Donald Trump. Donald Trump. But what did Trump do? What did Trump do? We ain't here for Donald Trump. We're here for Hunter and Joe Biden. Yeah, this was the impeachment inquiry. And they were like, Donald Trump. Donald Trump. It was so annoying. That's exactly what they did. And what about the fire alarm? Jamal, he pulled the fire alarm, Jamal Bowman. What about President Trump? President Trump. It's like, shut up. We're done. America's done with that. And if these puppets think that they can control us or deprogram us, yeah, it's going to get ugly.
I was right. I'm always a couple of years ahead of schedule. That's okay. And I was
Trump was right. How many
I got
times
money
was
from a lot
Trump
of
right?
countries. When I'm reelected, we will have these incredible tax cuts. We're going to do it, regulation cuts in addition. Again, we cut regulations and taxes more than anybody else, but we're going to get more because we're going to have so much money coming in from energy that we're not going to have to toy with your Social Security or your Medicare. We will have, again, when I go to Saudi Arabia, talk to any of the Saudis, and they order 200, brand new Boeing 777s. I said, how do you get your financing?
I know they
They look
did.
at me like, financing? We don't need
$6 billion to Iran.
We have bigger than they do. We have more than they do. We can do so well, and we don't have to terminate somebody that's worked their whole life, their Social Security.
Exactly,
or play
Robin.
with their Medicare like DeSantis wants to do and all these other candidates want to do because they have no idea. They have no idea. You take a look at them. I mean, I got candidates, Ada Hutchinson. I call him Ada. Ada. The guy is polling at 0. I think it's appropriate that Trump's debates. Why? So a guy at 0, I'm 70 points higher than him more, and I'm supposed to be standing on. Why? Well, you have. You talk about Trump derangement syndrome. He's a deranged human being. Chris Christie's a deranged person.
You ain't Donald Trump.
He thinks, no, it's just okay.
You ain't Donald Trump, you're Donald Duck. Now, who the hell was his script writer? Literally. My God.
Stands up. They say, what do you think of our economy? Donald Trump is a horrible human being. He's horrible. It's tough when you don't give somebody a job and then they're supposed to be nice, right? But no, I never trusted him to give him a job. But he endorsed me right after our big debate. We had a big debate up here, and then he endorsed me immediately. But I just didn't choose to do that. When you don't give people jobs, or when you fire people from jobs, they tend to get, Mr. Congressman, quite vicious. And he's a deranged human being. Got a lot of problems. And you have others. You have others. But they're polling at 4, 5, 6, 0, and in a few cases, 0. One guy actually has a 0 with an arrow pointing left. That means minus 0. And then they say, Trump should really debate them. So far, we've done good. We've had 2 debates. I haven't participated. They got the lowest ratings in the history of debates. Lowest ratings. Thank you. In fact, hold
on a second. Okay, look at this is one of my dear friends in real life. Okay, let me blow this up real quick. Okay. Bill Goodwin is one of my dear friends. He also moderates for my channel as long as including Valislav, including Dorinda, including Vic, included Omer. And let me tell you something. They were instructed by me. You get one warning if you are rude to the moderators or other people in the chat. I don't care if you're rude to me all day. I don't give a shit because words don't hurt me. If you're rude to my guests, you get one opportunity and one opportunity only. Haven't you ever been on a YouTube channel where it says, be respectful when you go to put a comment in? If you don't know how to be respectful, we will show you. We will show you exactly how to be respectful. I don't care what political side you're on. You will be respectful to my moderators and other people that are watching this live stream. You will be, because if you're not, my friend here will, or Omer, or Dorinda, or Velislav, or Vic, any one of them could say you had your chance. Bye, because when you evade accountability for your shitty behaviors, then what? What do you learn? You don't learn nothing. You're not going to come here and be rude to my people. Okay? You're not. They're good people. And they're only doing what I told them to do. I don't care if you're a leftist or someone on the right. I don't care. You can be respectful. And if you can't, well, then that's your problem. You need to go to a therapist. Bill, do what you got to do, homie. You have my full support. Oh, in breaking news, RFK is now an independent. He just came out and said he's independent. Hey, Rudy, too. Leave my friends alone.
Went up to Michigan to save the United Auto Workers from their union because their union was negotiating a terrible thing doing.
That's a good
terrible
point.
thing.
That's
They
a
were
good point,
negotiating hourly
Janelle.
wages, but they weren't talking about the electric vehicles because they can have all the wages they want, but in 2 years they're not going to have a job if they go with this mandate that they have for electric vehicles. So I was up in Michigan while they were debating, and my poll numbers went up like another 6 or 7%.
Well, what's so really bad about the whole nuke situation is who gave Iran a bunch of nukes? Hillary Clinton. You know, I fully believe that Bill Clinton is her puppet and her way into politics. I really do. I think she used her husband. That's why she was okay with him screwing around on her with so many people. So I firmly believe that if they launch a nuclear attack, we probably won't live to see the 2024 elections because we are allied with Israel and we must strike with them. It's unfortunate, but that is the treaty that we have with Israel. Will Biden uphold it? I don't know, because Biden seems to be all about war crimes, and I think he is all about funding Ukraine, which I think Marjorie Taylor Greene hit the nail on the head. You may not like her, but I think she's correct about the weaponry and the missiles. Where do they come from? It's either one of two places or both, Afghanistan or Ukraine. So if that happens, you guys, I hope it doesn't. I pray it doesn't.
By skipping the debate. And I think that if the United Auto Workers, not if auto workers, period, but if the United Auto Workers listen to their union.
Hi, Angela.
Unless their union changes, and they're starting to change. And I went up and I explained about the fact that you would think they would know that, right? Because it's not with me a full-time job, that particular thing. It is for them. You'd think they'd know that you can't approve the electric mandates. You can't do it, all of them, because all of those cars
I think
are
you're right, Melody.
China.
Beautiful dog, by the way.
That's where the materials are. That's where the minerals are. That's where the batteries are. That's where we have another thing here. It's called gasoline right under our feet. You know, I call it liquid gold.
Ooh, Elaine, I can't wait to see it.
Right under our feet, more than anybody. I call it liquid gold. That's what we have, and we don't take advantage of it. We go to China. China wants
Hi,
China.
Melody.
Can you imagine if China was sitting on what we have? They would be an even
Hi,
more
Don
successful
Paul.
country, and they wouldn't be doing the stupid things that we do. To protect New Hampshire workers and families, I'll impose a cross-the-board tariff on all foreign-made goods, because we have to do that. And that's not going to be a tax on you. You know, like the Wall Street Journal, which is totally globalist. You know, they want to protect the globe. They don't care about this country. They say, oh, it's a tax. Number one, it gives you tremendous negotiating power. I'll give you an example. On the border, I got Mexico to pay for 28,000 soldiers.
And he also got Mexico to fund their own the wall, which is absolutely insane. You know, look at the difference between how President Trump ran America. He got the president of Mexico to not only give him all of this money, right, for military, but he also made Mexico pay millions upon millions of dollars to fund a wall between our countries. Fast forward to January 10th or so, 2023, we got Justin Trudeau, the president of Mexico, and Joe Biden meeting for the, Declaration of North America, basically saying, well, USA is no longer a sovereign country. We're going to say we are all one, the new world order. We're just North America. So that's why he opened the fucking border too. He thinks we're stupid. And what I love so much about today's stream, you guys are on it. You guys have your eyes wide open. You are awake. We're not woke. We're awake. Proudly. Man, this is a beautiful sight to see so many of you guys on the same page and seeing what's really going on. It's really scandalous, y'all. It really is. And it's downright disheartening to see how they have attacked him relentlessly. He's like the Energizer Bunny, though. They keep going and going and going. My only fear is that I have a lot of them, actually. My fear is the border. Who do they let in? Because 160 countries, so many people on the terrorist watch list have been lost. 90,000 migrant children gone. We got the sovereignty of America. Our border is non-existent. When they're lying to our faces, saying the border is closed. Again, when their lips are moving, they're lying. So that's my fear. My fear is like Elaine's, the shit's gonna pop off, right? We got World War III starting over in Israel. Okay. We got all of our tax dollars going to fund a proxy war that's not ever, Ukraine could never beat Russia. They can't beat Russia alone, let alone if Russia says, okay, then, you know what? We gave you your opportunity, Zelensky, but since your buddy Biden over there, which is really crazy because Biden and Putin, they're all in with each other at the WEF, right? The World Economics Forum. Justin Trudeau, Xi Jinping, Vladimir Putin, Obama's, the Clintons, they're all one. They are the elite that run the world, that want the new world order, and will stop at nothing to get it. They're already talking about population control. Millions upon millions of people have already died. So it's valid fears. And I fear like, okay, so what do we do? They are literally bankrupting Americans. And they came after him so badly, and look at how he just takes it and keeps going. I fear that they will do exactly what Tucker Carlson brought up. I fear that if they're all right, nothing going to stop him. He needs to not be shaking hands with people. He needs to not be out in public so much because I feel like they're waiting. It's crazy. It really is. It's all insane and it's all scary. But like if Russia says we gave you that chance, and I think what's going on is I think that Biden is funding Ukraine, which is also funding Canada and all of these WEF people. They're raking in the money. The elite they're getting more and more and more elite as the days go by. Because why else would they be filmed together at the World Health Organization and the WEF? Okay, why would all of these world leaders be in one room with all of this corruption going on, right? And all of this war going on? It doesn't make any sense. The pipeline, when the Nord Stream pipeline was blown up, and Joe Biden admitted it, like we're blowing it up, and he did just that. I was scared then what Russia was going to do. Ukraine and the people that are for the war in Ukraine, why? Innocent civilians died, hundreds of thousands of them on both sides. This is war games. This is what this is. This is these weird ass people who are so rich that they like to fiddle with kids. They like adrenochrome. They like all of the untouchable things that you can't go and buy. We bought already 10 Lamborghinis. What's next? We got a compound. We bought an island. What can we have? What can't money buy? Well, nothing. It could buy war. It could buy kids. It could buy all kinds of shit. It's not just for the dark web. These elite people are sick. They are sick in the head. And if it's true that Russia isn't colluding with Ukraine and Joe Biden and all of this, if Ukraine, a teeny tiny country bordering a massive, huge Russia, they think they can beat Russia. And these people that are for the war in Ukraine think that Ukraine can win in a war against Russia. You're sadly mistaken. You're dumb as dog shit. Okay, you want to know why you're dumb as dog shit? Because they're allied with China and North Korea. That's three well-known leaders who ain't they about that life. Let me tell you, they about that life, and they will wipe all of us off the map. I'm surprised Putin didn't do it when Nord Stream was blown up. I don't know, you guys. This could all be a huge plan. a New World Order plan, which Klaus Schwab documented it in his Great Reset. He wrote a book about it. That's how brazen these people are. They will literally look at you, write books, say it on the live television. They don't care. They're like, yeah, this is what we're going to do. And what are you going to do to stop me? I worry about this man right here. I really do. And I worry about each and every one of us and our offspring and their futures, because apparently people can't see past their Trump derangement syndrome for 5 seconds to look at the potential risk of letting another Biden in, or Joe Biden for that matter. Look, y'all, if we have to take pieces of paper on election day and say, screw your voting systems, we're doing paper ballots only, whether you like it or not, try and stop me, what could they do? What could they do if we said enough? We don't trust that system. Barack Obama said it could be hacked, and the election swayed into the favor of the people running the country right now. He said it. They tried to bury that video, but he said it nonetheless. Hillary Clinton, same thing. But where are their charges? The only person getting indicted for anything like that is Donald Trump. It's crazy how they keep going after him, but again, how he gets right back up.
1,000. Because I said, if you don't pay, I'm going to put a tariff on all the cars that you stole from us. You know, they took 32% of our automaking industry over a period of decades. 32%. So I said to
Where's
them,
Cat?
You know, we had people
Cat
coming
here?
in through this Obama group like you wouldn't believe. I said, we got to close up our borders. I want people to come into
there
our
we are.
country, but
Hey,
they have to
Cat.
come in legally, right? Now you look at what's happened. It's just so crazy.
That's right.
But I said very strongly, I said, no, you're going to have to give us 28,000 to protect our border. That's why we had the greatest border records in history, because of Mexico. You know, all those people that say, Donald Trump never got money from Mexico. I got 28,000 soldiers. That's much more than anybody could get by giving us a couple of bucks to help build the wall. But there was no legal mechanism where you can do that. But I said, you got to give us 28,000.
Great point.
I said, you also have to give us stay in Mexico, remain in Mexico. That's a pretty big thing, because they were remaining in our country. You know, they were coming in, and it was called remain in the United States for the rest of your life. And I said, no, they have to remain in Mexico until we check them out and see. And most of them didn't check out. They came from prisons. They came from mental institutions. They came from lots of places.
Now they're coming in
and
droves.
The person at the State Department, very good woman. All she did was work on Mexico for about 25 years. She said, sir, they'll never do this, because she's never gotten anything from them. I said, no, they'll do it. Sir, they won't do it. I'm telling you, they won't. I said, 100% they'll do it. And also, catch and release.
Here's to being
you catch
bait.
them and then you release them into America. You catch them, they're a criminal, even criminals. They catch them. What's your crime? Murder.
Good job, David.
Okay, well, please show up in 3 or 4 years for court.
Yes,
No,
you guys,
only the really dumb ones show up. You know, nobody shows up. You know what percentage show up for court? We're going to release you. You're on the honor system. In 4 years, please come back. We're going to have a case. And only about 1% come back. And they're the ones that you really don't want, because they're not very smart. But they come back. Everyone else is just like they're all illegally in this country. We've taken in, I'll bet, 15 million people in the last short period of time. It's bigger than New York State. But so I said to Mexico, I said, you got to pay
wake
for
up.
the soldiers. I want them free of charge. No, they thought it. They said, you got to be kidding. Why would we do that? You're going to do it. So they sent their top representative. I said, very nice guy, right under the president, because they knew I was not happy about people coming in from Mexico. And
you see, I love how he's talking about, you know, his policies, his border policies that were working, that literally kept the bad people out and let the good people in. We want people to come here to thrive. America is all about immigration, right? My great-grandparents came, or my grandparents came here through, no, great-grandparents, I'm sorry, through Ellis Island. You know, that's how they did it back then. It's a lot more stringent now, but because we have to vet people. Look, I can't even go to Australia because I have a criminal record. But they can come here. I can't just say, oh, I'm going to Italy. See, all pays by. I have to bring my passport. I have to bring proper travel documentation. Hell, even if we want to fly within the continental U.S., we have to have FDA or I'm not FDA, I'm sorry. We have to have TSA compliant identifications. Which if you guys have had a divorce, if you are ex-military and all, you know the hoops that you had to go through to get the TSA compliant ID. You need a laundry list of identification and a laundry list of paperwork. But so you mean to tell me that they don't? They could just come up through our borders, being that they're rapists or murderers? And they called him a racist when he said that we're not letting them kind of people in. No, sorry, not sorry. And they called him all sorts of names. He was talking about MS-13s, how they are absolutely brutal. They'll kill anybody. They don't care. We want America safer. We have children here, for crying out loud. We don't like to see children being hurt, okay, or potentially killed. I don't know. I think it's terrible. I think it's terrible. Oh, that's what I wanted to get. Solar flare. Great point. This dumb dummy in New York. If I had my glasses, I'd do a. Oh, I have a pair right here. Let's do this. So he takes his glasses off. That's the shit he did. Like, look at me. I'm going to get Trump. Letitia James, that she ran her whole campaign on getting Trump. Okay. So I've been to South Florida. I've been to around where I haven't been to West Palm, right? Palm Beach. I haven't been there, but I've been to some pretty exclusive parts of Florida. Okay. You're looking at homes that start at 20 million. A half-acre lot adjacent to Mar-a-Lago was selling for like what, $22 million? A plot of land. There ain't even a house on it yet. Yeah, this is bullshit. It's all bullshit. And I'm like, I wonder which one did it. Which one really did this? That Letitia over there, I call her Letitia because Letitia is usually spelled differently. I wonder which Democrat did this. Was it Hillary and Bill? Was it Barack and Michael? Was it Joe and his babysitter? I mean, Dr. Jill. She's a doctor, so am I. You know, which one did it? Because I'm highly sus that I think that exactly what they're like, fuck, man, which crimes did we commit? Oh, I got this one. Oh, I got this one. Get Trump with it. You know, it's insane. Since when does a judge know about real estate and say, you know what, man, I know your house is in Florida, but we're gonna try you based off of New York law when the house ain't even in New York? Everybody has been paid. All of his loans, the interest has been paid. The bank has been paid. Everything has been paid. Every T has been crossed. Every I has been dotted. And they're like, we don't care. Hell, let me show you how much I don't care. I'm going to look at the jury and I'm going to say, oh, you got it wrong. Well, then I don't care what the jury says. I'm going to do whatever I want to do because I don't like President Trump. They are a threat to America. They are spitting in the face of our justice system. They are spitting into the face of every single American. Because guess what? If they can do this when he's not guilty, guess who they go after next? Us. And they've already sent the FBI, to kick down the doors of mothers who go to school board meetings or pastors who are preaching outside of an abortion clinic? Yep, they sure have. The DOJ and the FBI, as soon as Trump gets into office, they know they're literally on borrowed time because he's going to say, "Oh, look at J. Edgar Hoover would be real ashamed of you guys right now. We got you." And I firmly believe that he's going to take those 87,000 IRS agents, he's going to make them into border agents, or he's going to say, "You're working for the FBI now." I don't know, man. We'll have to see. We'll have to see. All right, let's finish this out, you guys, because I only have about 30 more minutes and then I have to get going.
The caravans, and they sent their top person, nice man, and he said, "Sir, we won't do that." I said, "Yes, you will." said, no, sir, we won't. I mean, I'm telling you, we will not do it. Yes, you will. 100%. 100% you'll do it. And he said, no, we're not going to do it. I said, here's what we're telling you. In right here, I have a
Yes.
piece of paper. And I'm
Hi,
signing it.
Angela.
It was a Friday afternoon. I said, on Monday morning at 7 o'clock in the morning, there's a 25% tariff that's going to be placed on all of your cars and all of your goods and all of the billions and billions and billions of dollars that you sucker us with and you sell into the United States. And it's 25%, and that's much more than the cost of 28,000 soldiers. Remember what 28,000 soldiers?
Yeah, Janelle, that's why they're doing it again. The pandemic is back.
The bullets across the.
Just in time for an election.
Like our guys have to be politically correct. If you say excuse me, ma'am, you're not allowed to be here. If you say it in a bad tone, they want to put you in jail. Okay, they're politically correct. Our people, what they've done to our military is terrible. But I've rebuilt the entire military, but we'll get that straightened out because we have a great military potential.
Just gave him, he signed for
so we had the
raise,
soldiers. Right? So I said, I'm going to put a 25%, I'm going to put on all of your products, Mr. Congressman, a 25% tax, everything. And it's going to start on Monday morning. Mr. President,
Shane
I'd like to make a phone call. Comes back 5 minutes later. Sir, it would be a great honor to put 28,000 soldiers free of charge on your border. This would be a great honor for us. And catch and release, you win that too. Stay in Mexico, you win that too. You win everything, sir. Please don't do that, sir.
Me too.
We got everything. We got everything. But we don't do that with this administration. This administration doesn't do things like that. I will also pass what we'll call the Trump Reciprocal Trade Act. If China or any other country makes us pay, they charge us massive tariffs to do business in their country. This way our businesses leave your state and they go to China and they build a factory in China because they don't want to pay the tariff. But if they make us pay a 100 or 200% tariff, then we will make them pay an exactly the same reciprocal.
Good job, man. I hope you get it.
We're paying them.
Stay safe, my friend.
So one of two things are going to happen. We're going to either take a lot of money, or we're going to both agree that let's forget it. We go back and there's no tax. And probably the second thing will happen more often than not. And as taxes on foreign countries go up, taxes on American workers, families, and small businesses will, because of what I did.
I want to see what Omer has to say.
Now, people like the Wall Street Journal, they are so mixed up. They don't
facts,
know what to
Omer,
do.
Facts.
They don't like things like this because they're globalists. They want China to do well. They want other countries to do well, much more so than they want. Look, Rupert Murdoch's a globalist. Much more so than they want anybody. They don't want. I don't even think they want us to do well, if you want to know the truth.
Murdoch. I like how he just brought up Rupert Murdoch. Fox News. Elitist. They control the narratives, right? They do. Look at Newsweek. I have that and I get headlines every day. Race baiting, Trump hating, cop hating. It's insane. You should see the people commenting. It's great. They're like, you scumbags. You scumbags. There was a really sad story real quick, guys. I'll get into the story really fast. There was a girl in Florida. I believe it was Florida, if I'm not mistaken. Black girl, really pretty. Her name was Yo-Yo. She apparently had been struggling throughout life and made a very fateful decision to end her life. She went to her yard and she fashioned up a noose. And she literally unalived herself in her front yard in a tree. It was ruled a suicide. There was no foul play. And the media spun it as if she was lynched. I'm like, will you let the poor girl rest in peace, since clearly she couldn't find peace in during the time she was living? But now you're literally, oh yeah, they're going crazy. There's protests breaking out and justice for Yo-Yo. And it's like, this poor girl took her own life. How calloused. Let's just get another reason for people to start looting and rioting. One more reason. And the media is complicit. Rupert Murdoch, man. There's a laundry list of people that are going to be going to hell. And I'm like half tempted to break a law or do something bad just so I can see it. Like have a pact with Jesus. Can I please get a hall pass to hell so I can see who's there? Because I have a funny feeling I already know. Jesus is going to be like, Well, then why do you want to go? If you already know, if you know, you know. And I'm gonna be like, well, no, you know all. So can you at least tell me if it's true?
Because I've seen too many things, but they're globalists and they want other countries to do well, so they'll fight this. But smart people in Congress and smart people in the Senate are going to approve it. I will revoke China's most favored nation trade status because, they're most favored because they're a developing country.
Same.
And we will impose stiff penalties on China and other trade businesses for the abuse. Just so you understand, they are a favored nation. You know why? Because they say we're a developing nation. We are a developing nation, sir. So are we. Have you seen our cities? Our cities are going to hell. Our whole country's going to hell. We're a developing nation. We're more of a developing nation than they are. They have a better school system. By the way, we're going to terminate the Department of Education, if you don't.
Yay!
Fast.
Woo,
Almost the
Trump!
first thing we're going to do.
Hi, Grandma.
We're going to let local government, we're going to let the states run education. We're going to let the states run education. You know, we spend more per pupil than any country anywhere in the world, and yet we're at the bottom of the list. We're in number 38, 39, or 40, out of 40, and yet we spend double and sometimes triple per pupil more than any other. You have Denmark, Norway.
All right, let's touch on this really, really quickly because I got to talk about this. Okay, he's talking about taking education and leaving it back up to the states, just like the Roe versus Wade thing, right? Because during the lockdowns, right, our children had suffered. The education system had taken a major nosedive even more, right? And what was so great about, there was a plus side to the lockdowns is parents got to see exactly what was going on in the schools. We found out stuff that wasn't on the curriculum or shouldn't have been anywhere near the curriculum. They were teaching our children how to be transgender. They were teaching them how to be non-binary. Because why is that? Well, because the teachers' unions are funded by these DEI companies that push diversity, inclusivity, and equity. Yes, they do. They're communist. They push social credit scores. And if you don't, well, then we're not funding your teachers' union. So you're going to push this agenda onto little kids. Shame. What a shame. What I find remarkably disturbing is that in Ohio, last November, we voted on parental rights in education. Now they are using, I need to talk to you guys in Ohio right now. Dead serious. Mano y mano right now. All of you, listen up. Issue 1 is not about women's health care. It's not about abortion rights. You want to know what it's really about? They're lying. They're lying. They're lying. I posted it on my Twitter. There's a Ohio group that's for abortion, right? I forget what it's called, but I put it on my Twitter page. You can go look. They're literally claiming that Ohio, we need to vote yes on issue 1 because there's no exceptions for rape or incest. That's a lie. That's a bull-faced lie because Ohio is one of the states that absolutely has exceptions. Whether the mother could be, her life could be in danger if she delivers, that's an exception. If there was some sort of abuse that happened or a very violent crime that happened, there is an exception for that here. They're lying. What it really is, because they want to prey on people who are pro-choice. Oh, the government's going to tell a woman what to do with her body. They're lying. Issue 1, what it really is again pushing illegal, explicit materials to our children in schools. That's what issue 1 really is, and they're disguising it as women's rights. So what liberal or whatever person that's in the middle is going to be like, well, that's wrong. They shouldn't tell a woman, especially if what happens if it's the mother's life or the baby's life, or what happens if there's a case where it's a violent crime and she's impregnated. Oh my God, they're outright lying and saying that Ohio needs an exception. If you vote yes, Ohio gets an exception. The exceptions are already in place. So I'm over here going, you motherfuckers. Ohio, vote no on issue 1. No, because even though we voted on parental rights in education already, saying that us parents have a say-so in what schools are teaching our children, they sliding it in again. Are you sure? Are you sure you don't want your children to read sexually explicit materials? Yes. Yes, we're sure. And I will use this platform to spread the truth. That issue one has got nothing to do with abortion. What is already in place is in place, and it ain't going to change. So they're using that to prey on people. And you would see the people, there was a couple people on Newsweek going, oh, vote yes on issue. I said, if you vote yes, you are literally pushing pornography to little kids. That's what you are, because it ain't nothing to do with abortion and women's rights. They are lying through their crooked ass, fork tongue, having mouth teeth. So I'm going to use this platform and I'm going to spread awareness, and I'll be showing up to the school boards. Like, why did we already vote on parental rights in education, saying that we don't want our children to see this type of thing? We don't want teachers lying to us and hiding shit from us. We don't want secrets between student and teacher or guidance counselors or principals or school administrators. We want to know. We don't want our kids reading that shit. Okay. So that's exactly what they're doing. So I'm really grateful that he's all about our rights, because as parents, for anybody to say that we don't have rights when it comes to our very own flesh and blood, yeah, man, that's where you're going to be met with the most resistance from me. Because I'll tell you what, Mother Bear, look at me right now and look at the most gnarly, rabid grizzly bear with her cubs. She ain't got nothing on me. Because I tell you what, I will march through fire. I will run over coals, hot coals, to make sure my child or my children are safe. My other one's grown. My baby, oh my God, I wish a mother effer would. I'll be like Marcellus Wallace. Okay, that would be like me. I'm going to go medieval on your asses. And here's what we need to do. Because if these dumbasses vote yes on issue one, then what we need to do is we need to mass remove our children out of public schools, because guess what happens? They get around 20K, like Donald Trump was just saying. We give the most per pupil. They get about $20,000 per school year for every child that's registered. That's why you see school administrators driving Bentleys and shit. They don't care. They get all of that funding from these woke DEI companies like George Soros. He funds more than district attorneys and shit to push this narrative, this leftist crazy ass woke narratives. Okay. We need to take out all of our children and bankrupt the public schools and say, the teachers unions, you're done. Your reign of terror is over. You don't want to abide by our law that we already voted on. You're trying to be slick with this shit like a bunch of snakes that you are. Yeah, right. I don't think so, Satan. Not today. Tomorrow don't look good. And the day after don't look good either. So that's why I wanted to, I had to stop and say this, because this is literally happening. And I'm sick to death that people are pushing that type of obscenity to children. Now you're an adult. Fine. Take all the obscenity you want. I don't care. If it makes you happy, then go for it. I don't care. But not a child. Leave a child alone. Let kids be kids. They don't need to worry about our economy. They don't need to worry about inflation. They don't need to worry about immigration. They don't need to worry about anything but being kids. And so I'm sick and tired of this, man. I am. I'm done. And I will show up. Know that. And it's bad enough that we had to vote and we had to ban gender affirming care here. Thank God. We had to ban boys competing against girls in sports. We had to we just banned the trans boys that say they're girls going in the bathrooms with our girls. I've always been a proponent for like a gender neutral bathroom for these trans kids, right? Whoever, if they're confused, let them go through that identity crisis that they're having. Don't do nothing stupid. Let's see if you go through that phase and then you can come out unscathed. Everybody's got to find their own identity, but to stunt that, that's where I have a problem. So Ohio, we're being met with resistance. They don't like the fact that we just passed all of that and we banned all of that. So they're saying, okay, we're going to pretend to use abortion to try to get in, and we're still going to show your kids pornography. Like hell you are. And as a parent, it is your duty to go into your school and say, give me the keys to the library. I want to know what books are in this library. And if you don't tell me, and if you don't let me in here, why? What are you hiding? And as parents, you need to go to school boards because you need to hear what other parents are saying. Best believe me, you're going to have a lot more on your side, but you will have those purple-haired freaks going in there, and which really sucks. I used to put purple in my hair, and I loved it. I look pretty. We have these purple and blue-haired freaks going in there going, oh, you're trying to ban books, you bunch of bigots. No, we just don't want our children to read porn, okay? We don't give our kids Hustler magazine, do we? We don't send our kid to go looking through Beaver Hunt. No, we don't. And if we did, I think that would be a jail cell. You should go to jail. That's child abuse. But I wanted to let you guys know that. So issue 1 comes up, vote no. Issue 3, I vote yes on that because I've never seen a stoner like killing people. We might have to go through this, you guys, and go through this another day because I do have to leave. And then I have parent-teacher conferences. And it was so funny because I literally let her know day 1 before school started. I said, look, I have an option here. I can homeschool my kid or I can trust you with him. Can I trust you not to bring in your political or whatever ideologies that you may have? Can I trust you to not bring that into the school? She said, yes, I understand how you feel. I'm not one of those teachers. I'm not woke, but I'm also a fair person. And I believe that everybody should be treated equally, but I do not believe that children need to know any of that stuff. And I says, okay, if that ever changes, you and I are going to have a meeting and it's not going to end well because, I mean, it's not a threat. I'm just going to take my kid out of your school district. But it's really sad that they're pushing this agenda, even when we said, no, we don't want that here. So it's crazy how they use these types of loopholes and these guises. They disguise it as one thing, but when it's really another. So if you know anybody in Ohio, let them know what's really going on and let them know to vote no on issue 1. I mean that it's for children's, it's to maintain their integrity and maintain their innocence. All right, guys, we'll have to finish this. I don't know if we can finish it later or not. I will put a community post out if I can. I really do thank all of you for joining me today. What a great emotional stream. It's kind of hard not to get emotional being faced with all of these issues. And we are literally sitting here going, what happens next? The future is bleak if it's going the way it's going now, and it's extremely uncertain. Like, it's never been more uncertain than it is today, whether we're talking about inflation, whether we're talking about war, whether we're talking about a war between genders and a war between literally conservatives versus liberals. It's no longer a fight against that. We are in a fight of good versus evil. It's no longer left or right. Don't believe what this Hillary Clinton fool tells you. I tell you what, the conservatives are the best people I have ever met. Yeah, we can have a disagreement, but guess what? We see through it. We get through it. We talk about it and we move on. You try to have a disagreement with a liberal, it's ending badly every time. You know, so I'm over here going, no. This is no longer, this is how black and white it has to be. Good versus evil. Which side are you going to pick? We can't have any conservatives or Republicans who are moderates either. They need to be conservative, and that's it. And if they're not, there's going to be a kink in the chain, and it's not going to roll smoothly. We're not going to get this country back. And I firmly believe that Donald Trump is the only way that we do that at this point. You guys, I don't see another contender that is willing to do it. All right, y'all. I love you. Have a great Monday. Again, I'll let you know on my community post. If you guys can help, in the description are all of my links. I really appreciate it. I took a major hit when YouTube did me like that. But I'll tell you what, even if you don't, it doesn't matter. I'm still going to bring you the truth. Any and all donations are highly appreciated, though. I know that. And I'm back into my Patreon for those of you, if you haven't seen yet, and if you are one of my Patreons, I'm back. And I'm going to be uploading some videos to Patreon that are not on YouTube because, of course, we can't say what we really want to. I don't think that stopped me today much. You know what I mean? It didn't stop me today, but there was a lot more content that I want to get into, but I can't say what I want. But I can upload it to Patreon for Patreons only. All right, y'all. Take care of yourselves. Stand up for your rights. Protect our young. Vote for Donald Trump, no matter if they say we're going to put you in a concentration camp or not. Hey, we can all join together, right? We can all sit there and kumbaya around a campfire, roasting a bunch of marshmallows in our concentration camps together. Yay. All right, y'all. I love you. I'll see you guys later. I appreciate you all. I'll see you again next time. Hooah.